Hey, what's up? It's your boy Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com. We're going to be doing another segment today on our guides and strategies for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you haven't done so yet, check out lordskunk.com. If you would like access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to some of the top players in the game, jump into our Discord. It is a voice and text chat program where you can connect with other players and ask questions about your roster, about different characters, about different strategies. Plus, there's all kinds of great guides and links in there. There's also an ally code channel where you can post your ally codes and find other ally codes for other players. Check out teamskunk.com. We do have a few remaining positions in our various guilds. And don't forget, please head over to Twitter and follow LordSkunk1. Also, you can find us on Facebook under LordSkunk1. We appreciate it. Let's get into the guide. In this segment, we're going to go over Cantina Shipments, who to farm, who to get, where these characters rated at. I get this question a lot, so I wanted to just go ahead and make a video for everybody so you can get this is my opinion, okay? My opinion on the order of Cantina Shipments, who's where, who's what, okay? So let's start with number one. Okay, the number one character in Cantina Shipments, I think, is Qui-Gon Jinn. He's super easy to gear. As you can see, he's 360 purples from level 1 to level 80. Right here. See that? So he's very easy to gear. He's got a great kit overall. He's been one of my favorite characters since the very beginning, since I started playing the game. Until most recently, he has been on my arena team since the very first day I started playing arena. So he's always been there. He's still good. He works out good in raids. He works out good in Galactic Wars. He's very good for the Yoda event as well. Okay, our number two character in Cantina Shipments is Fives. He has moved up on my list quite a bit. He is now on my arena team. He's super fun character to play. He does some great utility items, and you pair him. I do happen to have Leia, so he helps out my Leia a ton. She could just stealth, and he just starts wrecking people. Now, if you don't have Leia, that's fine. He's good with anybody. He can fill that role for a lot of other characters. And plus, if it's just Fives and one or two characters at the end of arena match, Fives will 99% of the time win. Even if I've seen him win with 3 characters left. Fives has won the match. So he's a great character. The AI uses him well, so he would be our second top rated character in Cantina Shipments. Number 3 character in Cantina will be Dakka. Dakka's a good character overall. She is a healer based character. She has great control with her stun. She can resurrect. Now, unlike Ewok Elder, it's not a guaranteed res, but she does have a chance to res a couple different ways. One with her heal, and number 2 with serve again. She's fairly cheap to gear. Again, 480 purples. Not as bad. There's some characters that are over 1,000 purples from 0 to 80, so she definitely brings that to the table. And again, she's a fun character to play overall. Don't know a lot about her from the Star Wars universe. I think she was in like the animated series. I don't know a lot about that, but overall, she's a fun character, good character to play. She would be number 3 on our list. All right, number 4 on our list is going to be Poe Dameron. Now, Poe in the past has been obviously higher up. Some changes have been made. There's some little bit better tank options out there. Poe is still the number 1 tank, I think, when paired with droids. Other than that, he's probably number 2 or 3, maybe even 4 when it comes to tanks with some of the new additions that they have and the changes to Royal Guard. Now they have Sun Fac in there. You also are going to have the ability to get the Gamorrean Guard. So there's some additional tank options in there. Poe Dameron, though, still can serve a decent purpose. He still can be good on your team when paired with other characters. So Poe Dameron comes in at number 4. Probably the most underrated character in the Cantina Shipments is Hoth Rebel Scout. Now, he's starting to gain some traction. More people are starting to know about him. If you just look at his basic abilities or his untrained up base ability and specials, he doesn't look that great. But if you train up his bold maneuvers and his Rebel Assault, he does become a very viable, very good character. He's pretty fast. He does have a base speed of 143. He does cost quite a bit more purples than some of the other characters on this list, so that's what kind of moves him down. 710 purples from 0 to 80, but overall he's a good character. If you're building a Rebel team, he's definitely the character that you would want on it. But even outside of Rebel teams, he's just a great DPS role character. And when I say DPS role character, that would be damage per second is what that stands for. And characters that fall within that role are going to be Geonosian Soldier, Leia, Rey, First Order TIE Pilot, those type characters. So he can definitely fit in a role with them. So if you don't have a Leia, or you don't have a Rey quite geared up and start up yet, Hoth Rebel Scout can fill that DPS role for you. Number 6 on our list is Ahsoka Tano. Again, there's some other Jedi options that you can go with. But if you are looking for Ahsoka Tano, or you do want to have her on your team, she is viable. They made some changes to her in the past. She's not super expensive to gear up. She's 455 purples from 0 to 80. Her base speed at 93 is a little deceiving because she does start out with a buff, which gives her plus 45% health and plus 45 speed, and plus 15% critical chance at level 7. That's for her Daring Padawan unique ability. So if she suffers a critical hit, she will lose these effects, but if she gets the finishing blow on somebody, she will regain all those effects back. So starting out in the match, she is really fast. She will typically go first for the most part. If she's on a team with Qui-Gon Lead and Yoda, she'll be one of the first characters to go. So she can be very viable. She does have that heal. And she does have a heal that she can get back to her allies. So overall, I mean, not a bad character. She's definitely not the top tier, but she does deserve a place within the top 10 on this list of characters in Cantina Shipments. Number 7 on our list is going to be First Order Officer. Now, if you're building a First Order team, that's where you would want First Order Officer on there. If you're not building a First Order team, you might want to possibly skip First Order Officer. But if you are planning on doing a Phasma, putting Kylo in there, First Order TIE Pilot, you can do First Order Stormtrooper. You definitely want to add First Order Officer to that just to get all the synergies going. Outside of a First Order team, I don't know how viable a First Order Officer would be. I am still working on him. He's the last one in Shipments, I think, that I'm going for right now. So I'm continuing on with First Order Officer. I don't have him 7-star or anything yet. But if you're going to put him all together with that team, I think he's a good one to have in there. Definitely go for him. I think he deserves a spot at number 7 on this list. The cost to gear him up, again, he's about mid-tier, so he's about 520 purples. Now, keep in mind, like Phasma, Kylo Ren, First Order TIE Pilot, they are more expensive to gear up. So First Order Officer is one of the cheapest of the First Order characters to gear. Okay, number 8 on our list. Okay, now we're moving out after we get through the top 5. Any of these other characters, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, are all going to be optional characters. If you want them, go for them. But this is the order I would say to go for them in, or how they would be worth it. Boba Fett comes in at number 8. Okay, Boba Fett is not a OP character like you would think he would be just based on the Star Wars universe. Unfortunately, he just is not set up to be as successful as some of the other characters on this list. And again, to gear him up, if you look at his purple cost, he's 1,000, over 1,000 purples to gear him from 0 to 80. So very expensive to gear him. It's going to take a while. Unfortunately, he doesn't bring a ton to the table compared to some of the other characters. And again, if you don't really have a team set up that you want to use Boba Fett on, he's not necessarily worth going for. But he would be number 8 on our list today. Coming in at number 9 is Stormtrooper. This is the Stormtrooper for the Empire. So if you're building an Empire team, obviously you would consider putting Stormtrooper on it. He is a tank and he can taunt, so that is pretty nice. Now he is 830 purple, so he's going to be up towards the higher end to gear. He does bring some okay things to the table. Anybody that could taunt, I think, brings some okay stuff to the table. Keep in mind, his taunt at level 8 is 3 turns. So if you're building an Empire team and you're looking for that tank, he would definitely be the way to go. But just alone, outside of an Empire team, I think there's some other options that you could go with that would be better. Okay, number 10 on our list is Jedi Knight Guardian, and I hate the fact that Jedi Knight Guardian even makes the top 10. But unfortunately, there's only 13 potential things that you can get out of Cantina Shipments, and Jedi Knight Guardian is 4th from the bottom. So Jedi Knight Guardian, I don't really see a huge reason why you would go for Jedi Knight Guardian. There's so many other options. There's so many other areas of the game that you could go for. It is 790 purples from 0 to 80 for Jedi Knight Guardian. Super low speed. Health's all right. With no taunt, I think there's better options available than this character. All right, coming at number 11 is Mob Enforcer, one of our favorite characters from the Star Wars universe, I'm sure. I'm so glad that this character was added to the game. Now, this character is a scoundrel tank with enemy debuff ability and thermal detonator. Anybody with a thermal detonator we know is not that exciting. It's not super viable in the game. But again, no taunt with this particular tank. Not super bad to gear though. 580 purples. Now, I guess if you were going for scoundrel, you could use Mob Enforcer, but you also have the option, of going with. If you're going tank-wise, you also have the option to go with Boba Fett, or with a taunt, you could go with Chewbacca. So, Mob Enforcer has to make the list because it's one of the characters that are available in there, but Mob Enforcer would not be high on my list that I would go after. And coming in at number 12 and 13 on our list, but should not be on here at all, is Ability Material MK2 and MK1. Do not ever buy these unless you are a super whale and you just need lower end ability mats. But if you are just a normal average player, free to play or low spend pay to play, do not get caught up buying these. You do not need these. These are junk. If you look at what I have, I got 291 of the greens and 331 of the blues, where you need, for the most part, for most players, you're going to need the purples, okay? And now you can buy the purples out of Squad Arena shipments, which will be another video segment on who to get there. But for right now, do not buy these mats, okay? Don't get caught up. I had a lot of people that tell me that they did buy these mats, or they had been buying these mats. Do not buy them, especially if you're new. Do not buy these mats. Focus these resources and these currency on the actual characters that you need. So that's our top list of characters that you need. Again, we'll recap. Number 1, Qui-Gon Jinn. Number 2, Fives. Number 3, Dakka. Number 4, Poe. Number 5, Hoth Rebel Scout. Number 6, Ahsoka Tano. Number 7, First Order Officer. Number 8, Boba Fett. Number 9, Stormtrooper. Number 10, Jedi Knight Guardian. Number 11, Mob Enforcer. And please, please, please do not buy Ability Material MK2 and MK1 out of the shipments. Thanks for checking out the guide. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you guys would like to see more guides in the future. Don't forget again to check out LordSkunk.com. Follow me on Twitter, LordSkunk1. On Facebook, LordSkunk1. And if you're looking for a long-term guild, don't forget to check out TeamSkunk.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.